Haruto was only 6 years old, but his world was a place of silence and storms. Diagnosed with a severe form of autism, he struggled to express himself. His frustration would turn into violent outbursts, throwing things, screaming, even trying to push people away. His parents, despite their endless love and patience, were exhausted. Every day felt like a battle, and they feared they were losing their little boy to a world they couldn't reach. But then, something mysterious happened. On a rainy afternoon, as Haruto walked outside for a rare moment of calm, he saw something that would change his life forever. A small black cat with piercing golden eyes was lying in the middle of the street, shivering and soaked. It looked weak, as if it had been wandering alone for days. Haruto, usually disconnected from the world around him, felt something different this time. He crouched down, staring into the cat's deep golden eyes, and for the first time in his life, he whispered a word. Kuro. His mother, watching from the porch, felt her heart stop. Haruto had never named anything before. He had never shown interest in a pet. And yet, there he was, gently touching the cat's wet fur, as if he understood its pain. That night, Kuro became part of their family. But what they didn't know was that this mysterious black cat wasn't just any ordinary pet. He was about to become Haruto's greatest protector, his silent friend, and the key to a transformation no one thought possible. At first, Kuro seemed like any other stray cat, grateful for warmth and food. He curled up next to Haruto at night, his soft purring the only sound in the quiet room. But something strange began to happen. Haruto, who had always avoided touch, started reaching out. His small fingers brushed through Kuro's dark fur, fascinated by its silky texture. He didn't flinch or pull away. He felt safe. Haruto's parents watched in awe. Their son, who had struggled with sensory overload, now found comfort in the rhythmic sound of Kuro's purring. It was as if the cat had an invisible thread, gently pulling Haruto out of his isolated world. One evening, as Haruto sat on the floor playing with his toys, Kuro walked over and placed his paw on a wooden train. Haruto looked up, his eyes wide with curiosity. For the first time in months, he smiled. It was small, barely there, but his mother saw it, and tears filled her eyes. From that moment on, something inside Haruto began to shift. Kuro was more than just a pet. He was a bridge, guiding Haruto toward a world that once felt too overwhelming. Every small victory, every touch, every smile, every calm moment, felt like a miracle. But the biggest change was yet to come. Haruto's connection with Kuro only deepened as the days passed. The boy, who once lashed out in frustration, now sat for hours beside his feline friend, running his small hands over Kuro's sleek black fur. The more time he spent with Kuro, the more his world began to open up. His parents noticed something incredible. Haruto, who had always struggled with eye contact, started looking at them, briefly at first, then for longer moments. It was as if Kuro had unlocked something inside him, something no therapy session or intervention had been able to reach. One evening, as his mother was preparing dinner, she heard a sound she hadn't heard in years, a soft giggle. She rushed to the living room and found Haruto lying on the floor, his face inches away from Kuro's. The cat was rolling onto his back, batting at Haruto's hands with playful swipes. Haruto was laughing. Real, joyful laughter. Tears welled up in his mother's eyes. It was the kind of moment she had once feared she would never witness. She called her husband, who stood frozen in the doorway, watching their son play like any other 6-year-old child. It was something so simple yet so profound. But Kuro's impact didn't stop there. He became Haruto's guide, sensing his emotions in ways no one else could. On difficult days, when frustration threatened to consume him, Kuro would rub against his legs, offering silent comfort. On the hardest nights, when Haruto couldn't find peace, Kuro would curl up beside him, his warm body a steady presence in the darkness. For the first time in his life, Haruto wasn't facing his struggles alone. He had Kuro, his shadow, his protector, his first true friend. Haruto's progress continued to astonish everyone around him. His parents, once accustomed to the silence and distance, now witnessed moments of warmth and connection they had never dared to hope for. Kuro had become more than a pet. He was a lifeline, a quiet guardian who understood Haruto in ways no one else could. One afternoon, Haruto's father decided to take him to the park, a place that had always been overwhelming for the boy. The bright colors, the loud voices, the constant movement. It was too much. But this time, Kuro trotted alongside them, his tail flicking confidently. Haruto clutched his leash tightly, drawing strength from the presence of his black-furred companion. At the park, other children played, their laughter ringing through the air. Haruto hesitated, his small fingers tightening around the leash. His father knelt beside him, ready to turn back if needed. But then, Kuro made the first move. He padded forward, sitting calmly in the grass, his golden eyes watching the children curiously. Haruto watched too. He saw the way Kuro stayed still, unbothered by the chaos. And then, slowly, cautiously, he took a step forward. Then another. Before his father could fully process what was happening, Haruto was standing near a group of children, watching them build a tower with wooden blocks they had brought from home. One of the children noticed him. "Do you want to play?" the boy asked, holding out a block. Haruto hesitated. In the past, he might have run away, overwhelmed by the attention. But Kuro brushed against his leg, his warmth for grounding him. Haruto's small hand reached out, his fingers grasping the block. He placed it gently on top of the tower. His father covered his mouth, his heart pounding with emotion. It was the first time Haruto had ever interacted with another child. It was a small step, but to Haruto's family, it was everything. The days following the park visit were filled with small yet powerful victories. Haruto's newfound courage, kindled by Kuro's unwavering presence, began to ripple through his daily life. At home, the once overwhelming silence was now punctuated by bursts of tentative laughter and whispered conversations. His parents marveled as he experimented with new words and expressions, his world slowly blossoming from a place of isolation into one of tentative connection. One rainy afternoon, as thunder rumbled softly in the distance, Haruto sat by the window, watching droplets race down the glass. Kuro curled up beside him, his golden eyes reflecting a gentle understanding. In that quiet moment, Haruto reached out, his tiny hands stroking Kuro's velvety fur, a gesture that spoke volumes of trust and unspoken love. His mother, witnessing this scene from afar, felt tears of both relief and overwhelming gratitude. It was as if the universe had conspired to mend the fractures in their lives through the presence of one mysterious feline. But life, even in its gentlest moments, is interspersed with challenges. At school the next day, Haruto encountered an unexpected hurdle. A sudden noise in the hallway triggered a flash of anxiety. His heart pounded, and he felt the familiar grip of fear tightening around him. Just then, a classmate reached out, offering a comforting smile and a steady hand. In that critical instant, Kuro's memory surged within Haruto, reminding him of the unyielding calm and strength his friend had always provided. The recollection became an anchor, allowing him to breathe deeply and step forward into the unfamiliar. That evening, as dusk settled and the world softened into hues of blue and gray, Haruto's father observed his son engaging with the family in a newfound way, a subtle blend of courage, wonder, and connection. It was a moment heavy with promise and possibility. Though the road ahead was still uncertain, Haruto had taken another courageous step towards a brighter future, forever guided by the mysterious spirit of Kuro. In the gentle glow of twilight, Haruto's journey had come full circle, a testament to the power of compassion, perseverance, and an unexpected friendship with a mysterious black cat. The once isolated boy now blossomed in a world where every challenge was met with the quiet strength that Kuro had instilled in him. That fateful encounter with the stray feline had rewritten his story, transforming a life filled with silence and uncertainty into one resonating with hope and connection. As Haruto sat by his window, watching the sun dip below the horizon, memories of laughter, gentle strokes of fur, and courageous first steps mingled into a mosaic of moments that had shaped his heart. His parents, overwhelmed with gratitude, saw in their son not just a child overcoming his struggles, but a beacon of light for others who might feel lost in the shadows of their own fears. Kuro's presence was a constant reminder that sometimes, the smallest gestures, a purr, a nudge, a silent companionship, can ignite monumental changes. The bond between boy and cat stood as a powerful symbol, Love transcends differences, and hope often appears in the most unexpected forms. Their story is a celebration of every triumph over adversity, and an invitation to cherish the unique, irreplaceable moments life offers. We invite you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. What did Haruto's transformation mean to you? How has a small act of kindness changed your life? If you're a lover of those rare magical moments that a little cat can bring, be sure to follow us and watch our other videos. Together, let's continue to celebrate the beauty of unexpected friendships and the enduring power of hope.